Well, hello there. I'm Sin. We are in the Book Nook, and today we are going to talk about a book called Don't Eat the Pie by Monique Asher. And this is a book by a Michigan author. And I love to promote my Michigan authors because I'm from Michigan. And this book is it's a wild ride. It follows the story of this mother and daughter. The mother is Sam and the daughter is Emma. And so the mother has just recently got remarried to this guy, Ben. Ben seems like a really great guy, which is good because the mother's ex, who is Emma's father, was a POS. He used to beat her up and knock her around. Also, Sam's mom, her dad and father used to beat up the mother, and so there was a lot of generational just abuse by men in the family. The problem is Sam never tells Emma this. So Emma doesn't know. And Emma has kind of been in contact with her father and does not know that her dad used to beat the crap out of her mom. And her mom never told her, which her mom probably should have told her because that's kind of important. Because, your daughter might want to contact her father and know about him and get to know him. And it'd probably be important information to tell her if her dad's a POS who used to beat you up. So the mom gets remarried. And Ben seems like a pretty good guy. He had had a wife prior who had passed away. Her name was Kristen. They get married, and then Ben's mom has an accident where she falls and ends up in the hospital. And then they decide that they're going to move in with her temporarily to take care of her till she gets back on her feet, and then they'll move away and all this stuff. And so after the wedding and after their honeymoon, they move into Ben's mother's house. And right next door is this creepy abandoned old house, and that's at the house that Ben's ex-wife had died in. It's on this like little island. You have to take this drawbridge to get over there and all this stuff. And it's like this weird, really close-knit, super overly superstitious people on this island. It's a lot of like old drunk ladies playing cards is what it seems like. Not a lot of young people on the island. There's a few. Emma meets a couple people her age. And when she first goes over, her cousin and her friend come with her for the summer so they can like get settled and this stuff. And her aunt goes with her too. And her and her mom didn't always have the best relationship. So like Emma had almost a better relationship with her mom's sister because when her mom wouldn't talk to her, she could actually talk to her aunt and all that. And so she's really torn and upset that she's kind of moving away from her aunt and her cousin and her friends who mean the world to her, and she's not going to have the support system. And so she's on this island with these freaking weird people who are overly superstitious, and they have this weird pie festival every year. And not shortly after they get there, they're outside and this pregnant woman like stumbles off and she's got like blue stuff in her mouth and she's like, I need help or whatnot, and she seems like she's in labor. It's very weird and messed up, and she says some really weird stuff. They finally get a doctor and some people to take her to the doctor and whatnot, so they take her away. And then like after this happens, Sam starts like seeing this woman in weird places. Like she was by this house that is where the doctor lived, and she swears she saw the woman up in the window and she had no teeth and her face was pushed against the window. And then other weird stuff, like she swears she's seeing like the light on in the house next door upstairs. These people are all about this pie festival, right? There also seems to be like weird ghosts that are maybe haunting this island, or maybe the Ben's ex-wife's ghost, Kristen, because they've been seeing lights on and weird figures in the window next door. And this is Emma and Sam have seen this, and they're not really talking to each other about seeing this. And then at some point, because kids will be kids, Emma meets some of the people on the island. They end up going and breaking into the house next door, they had the keys to the house because it was Ben's old house. So they took the keys and they break in, and they bring in a Ouija board and try to contact the spirits and whatnot, and it comes across and it's like, don't eat the pie, someone's gonna die. And so this seems to be a warning of sorts, but people don't really believe it, and it's kind of weird. The mom is gonna go to this weird pie festival. The daughter begs her not to go and not to like eat the pie, but the mom is just like, yeah, whatever, the Ouija board, blah. She doesn't believe in any of that stuff. She isn't superstitious, but maybe she should be. This book is a crazy story. I really enjoyed it. It was an addictive read. I really liked the writing. However, each chapter flips between the perspectives of Sam and Emma. And even though at the top of the chapter it'll tell you if it's Sam or Emma, sometimes it can be very confusing flipping between those chapters. So if you don't like that, you might not like this book. But it's such a good effed up story. Like, it kept me turning pages. I couldn't put it down. I really liked it. Sometimes though, it would be confusing because even though the daughter is much younger, sometimes it was hard to differentiate who they were talking about at certain points. So take that with what you will. It gets into some really weird, almost like occult type stuff that's going on, and it's just a fun, deranged, and weird read. Don't Eat the Pie by Monique Asher. I would definitely recommend it. And if you're a fan of weird books with weird premises, the next video coming up will be about that. So stick around, check it out. And if you enjoyed hanging out today, hit that subscribe button, come back, see me again, and we'll talk about more bookish things and weird stuff.